Ooh.
If I had words to make a day for you, I'd sing you a morning, golden and new. I would make this day last for all time. Give you a night deep in moonshine. If I had words to make a day for you, I'd sing you a morning, golden and new. I'd make this day last for all time. Give you a night deep in moonshine. Welcome to Mirador Television. Break an egg.
Well, good morning, and Jack Manio would be proud of us this morning. Boy, did we ever get behind. But basically, it was with looking at a day that isn't full of sunshine. Well, we're going to get some about noon, but under chilly conditions. It's going to be about 13 degrees. Let's get this camera right. It's going to be 13 degrees maximum today. And very chilly 9 if you step outside right now, along with a breeze. My late wife, Valerie, was actually born on the prairies in Manitoba in Canada, and she can actually, she told me she recalled chill factors because of the wind of minus 30. Would you believe minus 30 degrees? God almighty, you couldn't move in that, and in fact you can't. The only time that I was really in extremely cold conditions was in Ottawa, in the Canadian capital, and in those days you got off the plane and walked into the terminal in Ottawa. It was only a small airport, the capital city, but it's only a small city, and I thought I was having a heart attack, and it was the hairs in my nose freezing, and believe me, when it gets that cold, you just don't want to know about it. So it'll be feeling quite cold outside this morning, so wrap up when you go out. At noon, the sun will come out for 2 or 3 hours, unimpeded by cloud, apparently. And that's the time to enjoy the sun, but it's not going to be warm. It's not going to exceed that 13 degrees this morning. So be careful. Rain, less chance of rain. However, one never knows nowadays. We've said 2 or 3 mornings that it was not supposed to rain, and the moment we stepped outside, there it was. Looking at the reality, cloudy. The trees are still. A stiff breeze hasn't started yet. Oh, mustn't expose myself. Goodness gracious me, we get into dreadful trouble on television. Generally speaking, not a bad day at the moment, but it's heralding the start of a chilly season, and that's not going to get any better. Okay, now Mickey Connor was on just a little earlier. I think he's gone, but Mickey is obviously not terribly enthused about having a virus jab, a vaccine jab, and a lot of you aren't. And that is an absolute right. So in the meantime, please forgive me. I'm not going to address you. I'm going to address the rest of us. I am a jab enthusiast. I certainly think that it's helped me in the past with flu. So I'm happy to think that it's fighting COVID. And I haven't had any COVID symptoms yet. Cross my fingers. However, first of all, the Daily Mirror is saying that the virus, the fight is not over. We thought it was all over. But there is the increase in cases is in the tens of thousands. And we in Sussex are suffering rather worse than the rest of the country at the moment. Sussex is leading the league table in increase in infections. So do be careful. And what the government is saying is, look, Javid is predicting that we could hit 100,000. That's what the Times is reporting. And if that's the case, then we really are starting to go into an emergency situation again. The suggestion is that if you can get a jab, then do so. If you are careful about social distancing and wearing a mask again, where perhaps we've been getting used to not to, so you should, to stop this bug, which is one of the toughest I think that we've ever hit, proliferating. Get booster jab and wear a mask to save Christmas, urges Javid. And everybody is very worried about Christmas, and I can understand that. I'm worried about Christmas for a whole host of different reasons. And to me, it is one of the wonderful times of the year. And it looks as if, yes, much of it is going to be denied again, even this year. So it's up to me to make sure that I have as good a day as possible, and the build-up to it, which has changed enormously. At one time, there's a party a day. Kept Santa away. I know he never did. Santa's always been good to me. But I'm afraid that it looks as if it's going to be a rough one. And the worry that our morale will dip because of. But then, one of the things about the human race is what we should be doing is we should be fighting together to make sure that we have a good Christmas and not too much gloom and doom. We are noted for our fight back. And normally our fight back is because we all focus on one proposition and we get going and we support it. So why not Christmas? Let us save Christmas. No, let's not save Christmas. Let us celebrate Christmas. Let us celebrate Christmas. Shout it loud. Celebrate Christmas, and to be damned with this virus which is attacking us. If you've got it, of course, that's no help. But for the rest of us who managed to get through without infection, shout it loud. Celebrate Christmas. Celebrate Christmas. Get it into your minds. If you think I've said it too often, I'm going to say it once more. Celebrate Christmas. Celebrate Christmas. The Daily Telegraph. Have your booster jab to keep your freedoms, says Javid. Well, that's one that continues to be very controversial. The Guardian. Javid warns of 100,000 daily cases and urges MPs to lead by example. Put on your mask, he's saying, and keep your social distancing. I must say that in my very nature I've really enjoyed being able to bus ladies on the cheek. And it is a pleasant experience in my view. I, on the other hand, have not been able to, and oh God, isn't that just dreadful that we'll be taken away from me again? No, celebrate Christmas. The Financial Times, act now or expect a return to COVID curbs this winter. Javid tells the public. Now, if the Financial Times abandons financial matters on its headlines and turns to something that is of concern to absolutely everybody, in other words, the COVID infection, then you know that it's serious. Because normally, if we read the Financial Times, it looks at all sorts of different things other than those which the regular daily newspapers look at. It's looking at COVID. that means we should we use the Financial Times as any sort of measure. Now, the Metro is the London paper is quite different. The Queen cancelled a couple of appointments. She is absolutely magnificent in keeping these appointments. I mean, it's almost over her dead body. So let's hope it's not over her dead body, and that she is not becoming ill. Basically the paper says, are we asking too much of her? Do we ask the royal family to do too much? Now, once again, it's a controversial topic. How are we doing, by the way? 11 minutes. Yes, we've got time to rant a little bit. I actually have occasion from time to time, doesn't matter why, to look at the broad rules of constitutional monarchy. And let me tell you now, much as it has its failings, constitutional monarchy is probably the best form of government. And the way that we've got it with our different layers of responsibility, from royalty down through the House of Lords, to the House of Commons, to the devolved governments in, well, that's a question mark, England and Scotland and Wales and Northern Ireland, but then through to local councils, the county councils and so on, is probably the best form of government in a world that has not very, very good systems of government in most parts of it. And if we those who are anti-monarchist should actually consider, are they doing us a favor by insisting that we should become a republic? I think not. Look at the examples of republics. What about the French? I mean, delightful though the French are, lovely though the country is, and the food is delicious, I really would not want very often to live under the system that the French have, and particularly when from time to time they introduce the Napoleonic law. You're guilty until proven innocent. Right, the Daily Express, new drugs to fight off COVID. Now, what the Express is saying, and the Express has been particularly government supportive, and so it sometimes has news that others don't. And what it's saying is that we're working on a new miracle pill that you can take that will cut the cases of COVID by half, and that it will be actually ready for vulnerable people and those in the health service at risk and so on, very, very soon. It's only it's not in mass supply at the moment, but apparently it has been discovered, it's been tested, etc., etc. Now, the Daily Mail, the miracle pill will halve COVID death risk. It also has a picture of the Queen on the front page, and it asks the question, are we asking too much of her? And my guess is that perhaps we are. But it much better to keep our sensible government. I'm not saying necessarily that we've got sensible people in the rest of it at the moment, but the structure is the right structure. Constitutional monarchy is the right thing. I bet Mickey is frothing at the mouth. He's ready to punch me in the nose this morning. No, that's all right, Mickey. I love debate with you. God bless you. You're a breath of fresh air. Right. Okay. The Sun. Keep calm, ma'am. As the Queen cancels duties, and it's saying, take it easy. I think William and Kate are going to be okay on the succession, even though a lot of the other royals, both children and the minor royals, seem to have moral values of their own. But that's okay. What are moral values? We would all disagree on even our neighbours' moral values. The Daily Star. Oh, well, you can guarantee that the Star will actually do something different. What it's saying is that one of the Strictly Come Dancing is Tilly Ramsey, Gordon Ramsay's daughter, and it's saying she had it doesn't say what. You have to look into the paper. That she was being interviewed, and she had a real put down for the interviewer after he went. It took one step too far. So it's Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Yeah, you better read the thing. But apparently, during this thing, she made him blush. Luckily, I think it was on radio, so nobody could see it. There's a words counted. Right, where are we? Oh, it's 15:37. I've exceeded my time allotment. Thank you for being with me this morning. That is the those are the papers and what they're reflecting, but mostly is COVID once again looks as though it's going out of control. So do be careful, whether you're a jab or a jabby or anti-jab or whatever. Is there are other ways, if you don't get the jab, of trying to stay from catching this dreadful thing. It doesn't matter whether you believe in the jab or not. The virus exists, and it's a nasty one. It's a clever one. So play it safe. Thank you for being with me. See you tomorrow, I hope. Take care. Toodle pip. Oh, what am I doing now? Oh, dear, 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 dear. I'm all of a tremble. It's all exciting this morning, isn't it? Right. How do I say goodbye? Oh, I don't know. Let's try this one. Shall we? But I know what it takes. I'm motivated by a mix of emotion. Got my statement, and I'm reading it slow so I can understand it fully. Appreciate my standing, go out of this world and right on time. Oh, never in my life have I seen the sky light up like this. I'm far away from Earth and I wanna know if you exist. Toodle pip. Oh, 13 degrees. Wrap up before you go out there. Much chillier than of late.